Hi.
Hello.
Nice to see you again.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Your new best score.
Thank you.
So surprised.
Thank you so much.
And よろしくお願いします。
お願いします。
グランプリファイナルの優勝を振り返っていかがですか今。
I feel so glad that I was able to come here and to perform and to deliver everything I got. It was such an amazing time here in Japan. I always love coming to skate in Japan. The audience and the crowd are always so supportive, and it was just such an honor to be here, and they helped me get through every single performance, so I'm so grateful to be here.
今回のグランプリファイナルではすごく大きな挑戦成功させましたが、その挑戦はいつからプランしていたものですか？
It was a goal that I started a year ago, going to the Grand Prix final. It was something that I wanted to learn and to achieve and see if it was going to be possible for the Olympic season, and I've been trying it ever since, and being able to land it here at this competition really gives me a lot of motivation and confidence that I need to, be able to try it at the Olympics as well. And I'm really looking forward to going back and really trying to work on everything and to improve so it can be even easier.
フィギュアスケーターからすると考えられない信じられない構成ですけれども、この構成を成功させたことでこの構成はオリンピックでも挑戦するものとなりそうですか？
That is my goal. I do want to try this at the Olympics as well, but I will have to see how I feel when I get back home and how training will be going. I want to have it as consistent as possible, but also if it's going to look like a big risk, then I will not go for it.
その大きなリスクということはもう今回のショートからもねすごい感じました。すごい挑戦なのにこれだけの得点になっちゃうんだっていうのもねあったりしましたけれども、ただオリンピックとなると勝つことが重要になってくる。でグランプリファイナルのような他の試合だとスコアに対する挑戦ができるといった面でちょっとアプローチの仕方は変わってくるんじゃないですか？
I think for me it's most important that I always trust all the training that I do, and I know that with the right amount of effort and hard work, I think that I can make anything possible. So as I want to go to the Olympics, of course it's always my goal to win, but I really want to try to maximize my capability. So when I go to the Olympics, I really want to be at 120%.
120%。ハードワークって今ワードが出ましたけれども、4回転をあれだけ組み込んだプログラムを滑るにはフィジカル的な強さだけではなくてメンタル的な集中力もそうですし強さが必要だと思うんですけど、どうやってトレーニングしているんですか？
I think a lot of the time it comes with going to practice every day and knowing that it's not going to be perfect every single day. So a lot of the times I go to practice and I want to make sure that I can work on everything and always have the mindset that everything is not going to be perfect and that you always should leave room to improve and really kind of take in the weaknesses and try to work on those.
今シーズンのフリーはご自身の声で曲に乗せてメッセージ性の強いものになっていますが、その今シーズンのフリーで伝えたい思いというのはどんな思いですか？
I think that this free program is a really personal and emotional piece for me. It's the process of going through refinement and progress and trying to change yourself to become the best version of yourself that you can be. And I think that everyone should embrace that process, trying to, whether it be get rid of all the negative things that are impacting their life or try to suppress all the trauma that they've been through in their life. And it's a really emotional piece to try and bring yourself to the best version of yourself that you can be.
公式戦で誰も成功することができなかった4回転アクセルを成功させましたが、挑戦した理由、きっかけっていうのは何だったんですか？
I want to say that it was part of Yuzuru Hanyu. He was definitely the main inspiration to go for that quad axel. When I saw him do it at some of the competitions as well, I finally understood that I think that it's possible. So from then on, I really wanted to put my time and effort into it. Of course, at first, it was always a joke between me and my family. We'd always talk about, maybe someday we could try it because I guess my family had a really strong technique, so I really wanted to trust that. And as time went on, my dad would put me on the fishing pole harness, and I would do it a few times. And over the past few months, then he would say, "Oh, this feels really. I think it can happen." So after that, I got really excited, and I started putting more work and effort into it. And finally, when the day came that I wasn't scared, because it was a very scary element. It's almost you don't have something to reference because no one has landed cleanly and consistently. So it was a very almost stepping into the unknown, and that's why it was so scary. I didn't attempt it for a few months, and once I finally came to, feel strong, confident, and I just went for it. And ever since there, now it's been a signature for me.
今羽生選手の名前が出ましたけれども、マリニン選手にとって羽生選手というのはどんな存在ですか？
There's just the way that he presents himself on the ice. He's always so confident. He always has this very positive, powerful energy when he steps onto the ice, and as well as just the way he skates looks so easy. It looks so effortless, and he makes it look so nice and neat, and everything just looks flawless. There's no other way to describe it. He's just the most perfect skater there can be.
4回転アクセルに到達するのも非常にすごいことなんですけれども、それに到達するまでにジャンプは他にも種類があって、スケーターって得意不得意があると思うんですけど、全ての4回転が飛べる秘訣っていうのは何ですか？
There's no real secret to this. It's always hard work and determination, and always willing to strive for improvement. That's the most important thing that I was taught by my parents. I think there's a lot of times where there's always that natural born talent that helps you out, but also in general, I think it mainly comes down to whoever works the hardest and whoever has the most passion to improve or to go for all these quads, that's who's going to be the most successful.
4回転の神というね愛称がありますけれども、それはご自身でつけたと思いますけど、それはいつ頃なぜそれをつけることになったんですか？
It's a very long story. It started when I was very young, very dumb, and I was just on my phone on Instagram, and I landed my first quad jump, so I wanted to change my username. Before then, my username was Lutz God or Lutz Boy, because I take Lutz from my mom. And when I landed that quad jump, I just thought of changing my username, and the first thing that came to my mind was Quad God. I didn't think much of it, so I changed my name, and I went by that since, and everyone was telling me, "Why'd you name yourself Quad God? You only landed one quad jump." And from there, I thought about it a little for a few months, and I was like, maybe I should go for all the quad jumps so I can live up to the nickname I have created for myself. And that was part of the motivation to go for all these quads, and then also to then land the quad axel.
How old were you?
I don't know, I think maybe 12 or 13? 13. I think I was 13 years old.
最初はその願いもあったのかな。
Yes.
でももう今となっては誰も疑いようもないそのね相性になりましたけれども、ご自身のジャンプの特徴で一番優れている部分っていうのはどんなところだと思いますか？
I think it's a combination of the timing and coordination to not only be able to give yourself a net height, but also a fast rotation. I think that's what and also the consistency. I think that I notice a lot that I'm able to do exactly what I need to do a few times in a row, and that's, I think, something that a lot of skaters should look into.
競技のルール上、システムすらもう追いつけていない状況もあった試合も目にしてきました。でもこれまでの試合でもありました、このルールに対応しようとするタイプの選手ではなくて、このみんなの想像を超えていってしまうというような選手になりましたけれども、どのようにそれは現在のスケート現在地をどのようにご自身のスケートの現在地を捉えてますか？
I really love that I always try to push not only myself, but try to break the limits in the sport of what's possible. I think it's just something that I found very passionate in, and I think that it can be very inspiring for everyone and also for the sport itself, that I'm always trying to strive to be better and always trying to set new world records or, you know, break the rules or break the scoring system. So it's, I think, part of me now that wants to really show that, you know, there's almost anything is possible in figure skating, and that figure skating is such a beautiful sport. Not only that it's so athletic and it's takes a lot of energy and strength, but it's also very, very artistic, and I think it's almost like being a painter on the ice. That's how I imagine when I skate, is you really paint something. That doesn't mean that everyone has to understand what you're painting, but it's always can be resonates with what you think it is.
スケートのね、新たな境地に切り込もうとしているようにプログラムを見ていても感じるんですけれども、バックフリップがあったり、もうスピンの中にどうなっているのっていうようなジャンプが含まれていたり、もう型にはまらない、そういったスケートが今ね、誰も想像できないようなことが起こってますけれども、マリニン選手にとって理想や目指しているスケートはどんなものですか？
I think I like to express myself as a very athletic, very acrobatic skater. I think that is something that I really like and enjoy, and it also makes it feel like it's a little more modern, and I think that's something that I really want to show to people, is having this new kind of modern, almost like young energy in my skating, and I think a lot of people will appreciate that because it takes a lot of athleticism.
4回転の神は今は5回転を練習しているということですが。
Yeah, it will happen in the future. I'm thinking about landing the quint jumps. It's something that has been on my mind for a little bit, and right now Olympics is the main goal, so I don't want to take any unnecessary risks. But after the Olympics, that's definitely something that I will be focusing on.
4回転の練習をちょっとしたことがあるんですけど、それでももうちょっとでも曲がったらすごい大きなブレになって怖い経験があるんですけど、5回転は想像ができないんですけど、やってみてどうでした？
You get very scared. I think especially for quint jumps because it's not many people have attempted it, or almost no one has attempted it. So it's really stepping into something you're not sure what's going to happen. So it takes a lot of mental strength. I would say it takes more mental strength than physical strength to go for it, because you don't know what to expect, and all you can really do is trust your technique and trust the training that you will do to, you know, give yourself more room on your quad jump, so you have more time and rotation to get that fifth rotation in.
もう名実ともに世界のトップを引っ張っているマリニン選手ですが、実は日本の鍵山選手や佐藤選手とも仲がいいということですけれども、コミュニケーションをどのように取ったりしてますか？
Not often. I think a lot of us are always busy with our own schedules and skating, but some of the times we always talk, and especially when we see each other at competitions, it's always such a fun interaction. Of course, there's always the language barrier that kind of gets in the way a little bit, but we always find a way around it, and I'm always so glad to have skaters like Yuma and Shun and all of the Japanese skaters. Really, they all are just so inspiring, and they all have to like almost compete against each other too, and I think it's a really nice friendly rivalry, and I think I feel the same way, that they push me to, you know, be more creative or artistic on the ice, and I think I'm able to inspire them to work on their jumps and really become that athlete.
鍵山選手の強みというのはどんなところだと思いますか？
He's such an amazing skater. Just to begin with, his jumps look effortless when he does them, and he's such an elegant skater, and he's really soft in his knees, and every turn is just so smooth, it's so crisp, and I feel jealous for that. I also want to have knees and legs like him to be able to skate like that. I mean, it's what I was born with, so it's a little unfortunate, but I'm glad that he's such a skater. He's pushing to become better, and I always see it, especially when he talks in his interviews. I see that he always has this fire that he wants to improve not only in technical but also to keep skating and to really be more confident on the ice, and I really respect that he's finding everything he can work on to improve, and I have the same mindset too. I think that he's very expressive, and especially this year I see he's a lot more expressive and he's really able to enjoy every moment of his skating. I think, from my opinion, watching him past seasons, I think he's always been so focused on skating the best, and you can see that he was always so focused and in the moment, but not necessarily enjoying what he was skating. And I think that's something that he has worked on for a few years, and I really see a difference now, and I think it really helps him skate even better and score even higher, because not only he's able to do what he's already been doing, but also now showed that he is in full control, and that's what it shows when you're able to express more.
ご両親ともにフィギュアスケートの選手でしたけれども、マリニン選手にとってその先輩でもあるアスリートの先輩でもあるご両親というのはどんな存在ですか？
It means the world to me having both my parents be two-time Olympians. It's such an honor that they've been through skating their lives, and they've been through 2 Olympic cycles, and they've really experienced the most of figure skating, and being able to transfer what they've learned and all the information they've gathered to me is such an honor, and it really helps me understand where I want to take my career forward.
鍵山選手も2世スケーターですけれども、そのご両親がスケーターであったことがメリットな部分もたくさんあると思います。デメリットなんかがもあったらそれぞれについて教えてください。
I think there's a lot of good that, having your parents that used to be skaters, they know a lot about the sport, and they can transfer everything they've learned and everything they were taught to you for you to kind of find your own way. But also it's very difficult because it can be constantly talking about the sport, or even when you're not on the ice, and sometimes I know for some people that can throw them off a little, but for me I've been used to that now, so I'm always just grateful to have them as my parents, and I don't think without them I'd be where I am right now.
タチアナさんがお母様がお子さんをスケートさせると大変だからさせない方がいいよって言ってたんですけれども、どのようないきさつでスケートと出会ったといいますか、スケートをすることになったんですか？
I think just mainly been the environment I grew in. I think, of course, their goal was not to raise another skater in the family, or now 2 skaters, but it was mainly just for me to follow my passion, and they thought that maybe I'd be interested in more kind of a generic sport, especially in America, but it happened to always be at the rink, just spending time when they were coaching other students. So I think that's where I kind of got this idea to try skating, and for a few years it was just kind of a hobby. It was nothing really serious, and it was just trying to enjoy having something to do on the side. But then eventually around 13 is where I realized that I had more potential, and I was progressing really quickly, and I thought that maybe me and my family thought we could see more progress if we put in more hours and more time.
実は私はお母様と一緒に競技会にもね出場したことがあるんですけれども、爆笑
Wow.
わーだよねそうだから間近で彼女のスケートを見ていたので感じるんですけれども、すごく跳躍力のある優れたスケーターで、そこの跳躍力の部分で非常にマリニン選手と似てるんじゃないかなと思う機会があるんですが、お母様だったりご両親から何か受け継いだ能力があるなって感じる部分ありますか？
I think I definitely see how my jumps are really similar to my parents, but I also think that I was able to find my own way of jumping that's really comfortable and really consistent for me. But a lot of the times I do see, especially the technique, I really see how, for example, my mom will jump lots and then I will jump lots, and I see, side by side videos of me and her jumping, and I really see it almost looks pretty much the same.
そうなんです。似てるんです。鍵山選手もね、非常に似たジャンプをお父様とね飛ぶので、私も遺伝子がこうなんか受け継がれることあるのかなと思ったりするんですけれども、面白いですね。ご両親がオリンピアンということで、オリンピックについてご両親とお話しする機会ってあります？
I mean, we talked a little bit about Olympics, but my parents, they don't talk much about their careers anymore because they think that now the focus is on me, and I mean, I understand that. I mean, sometimes I come across a few videos of them skating, some of their programs, and I really kind of understand what they, went through, and it really makes sense, the trajectory that I'm going through. A lot of the times they tell me that the Olympics it's just another competition, and when I was younger, I always thought this was such a big, huge competition, and it was going to be different like every other competition, but I think the feeling will still be kind of the same, as you have to go out there, you have to skate your best, and have to just try to fight for everything.
オリンピック競技をやっているアスリートであれば、誰もがオリンピックでメダルを取りたいという目標、夢があったりすると思いますけれども、マリニン選手にとってはいかがですか？
I remember when I was younger, I had always thought that I'd wanted to win an Olympic gold medal, and then I thought that was it. I thought there was nothing after that it could happen. But now that I've grown into skating and started understanding the sport more, I think that Olympic gold medal will just be the start of my career, essentially, because there's going to be so many more opportunities that will come after that, and I think that I can use what I've already established in skating to build my career further, to stand out or to expand out to different, whether it be in skating or even opportunities for movies, for brands, for just sponsors. I think it's just such an important thing for everyone, is that the Olympics is a really huge tool that they can use to market themselves and to help them become a bigger name, especially for their sport.
その夢がもう目の前まで来てますけれども、ご自身が金メダルを取るというイメージ湧きますか？
I definitely do see that, but I think a lot of the times what my parents have also told me is to always take things one step at a time and to try not to get ahead of yourself. So that's one of the things I always stick with, and of course my aim is to get that Olympic gold and to have 2 clean programs, but I also want to give myself a realistic kind of process or journey towards that. So I'm going to take everything one step at a time, and as things go on, or as things move forward, we'll see how that will become a reality.
ミラノ・コルティナオリンピックが初めてのオリンピックになると思いますけれども、そこで叶えたい夢というのはありますか？
I think the first thing is the experience of the Olympics. It's something that's different from every competition, and it's so big. There's other sports involved, so I think that's something that I'm really looking forward to, is not only just competing there and being on this stage where there can be millions of people watching, but also getting to meet all the other sports and understanding how their lives are and how your sport is similar to another sport, or how they're different, and it's really a nice bonding time for the Olympics especially.
マリニン選手にはたくさんの引き出しがあるので、どんな戦略で来るのか誰もが楽しみにしていると思います。今ご自身で思い描いているオリンピックでの戦いってありますか？
I think right now, especially now that the Grand Prix final is over, I want to spend some time, give myself a cool down, just so I can give myself a fresh new mindset going into my training plan before the Olympics. But I want to take everything one step at a time and really try not to push myself too hard too soon. And I want to make sure that how I practice my training so I can be at the right amount of capacity for the Olympics.
それだけハードな練習をするためには体がやっ ぱり丈夫でなければ難しいと思うんですけれども、何を一番大事にしてますか、アスリートとしての。
I mean, I think a lot of the times is I spend all of my time on the ice training and doing a lot of run-throughs, a lot of repetitions on jumps, spins, always practicing run-throughs without jumps, without spins, and then with jumps, and then with spins. So it's just a lot of practice, a lot of run-throughs, a lot of repetitions, so you can get that muscle memory in your head. So then when you come to competition, you don't have to think as much of what you have to do. Your body will just let you do it for you, and you have to just stay confident and attack for every element.
あれだけすごいことをするには何を食べてるんだろうとか、どんなトレーニングをしてるんだろうって誰もが気になっていると思いますけれども、食事の面なんかで大事にしていることとかもありますか
？Not really. I think most of the time it's just really managing how much I eat. It's not necessarily what I eat.
同世代のスケーターがたくさんいる、素晴らしいスケーターがたくさんいる世代だと思いますけれども、そのスケーターの中にも4回転のテクニックをアドバイスしたりですとか、ライバルとも言われる人たちにもアドバイスができるってどういういきさつというかね、どういう経緯、どういうことなんだろうと思ってたんですけども、それについてはいかがですか？
I mean, we're not necessarily rivals, and of course I always love when when I see skaters progress, and I always love to help anyone out, not even in skating specifically. So I always like to be a helping hand and to really show them that I really appreciate the sport and I want to help them out as well. And especially for jump technique, I think I can confidently say I've been jumping pretty well for a few years, so I believe in what I'm capable of and how I treat my technique. And I think that no matter what the technique is, you always have to trust yourself. You always have to commit to every element, and you have to always find the right timing and coordination that works for you.
それによってたくさんの、ね、スケーターがまたなんて言うんでしょう、助かっていると思うんですけども、なかなかそういう境地に、ね、なれないじゃないですか。その境地になったのは昔からなんですか、それとも最近なんかアドバイスしたくなるなんかきっかけとかがあったんですか？
For a few years now, I've always just loved helping people in general. I think especially skaters, since figure skating is now my passion. I always want to see people improving and really help those to, beat their own levels every time. And that's something that I've always talked about in a lot of the interviews, is I want to be better than myself at every competition. I always want to beat every record or how I skate or how I present myself on the ice. And that's something now that I want to pass on to other skaters.
マリニン選手には試合に向かう験担ぎとかルーティーンとかありますか？
I think a lot of the times I eat some sweets or chocolate before I compete. It makes me feel a little less nervous because it gives me a little boost of energy. But also I like to listen to music before I compete or skate, and it always gets me in the right mood and the right mindset.
1, 2, 3 1, 2, 3 1, 2, 3
How did you deal with the pressure when you got on the ice and saw so many people watching you?
感謝の気持ちが一番大きかったから、それがプレッシャーとか全てのことを跳ね返してくれたような気がします。だから本当にみんなのサポートが助けてくれたような気がします。あとは、緊張することが当たり前というか、特別なことしか起こらない場所だから、緊張することも含めて楽しんだら、楽しむ人が本当に一番力が出せる気はする。Have fun.
Yes. My parents tell me the same thing. Yes.
Yeah.
ありがとうございま
And
した。
stay healthy.
ありがとうございました。
ありがとう。はい、ありがとう。